Well, hello there, and welcome to another episode of Retrospection. This time, we're grabbing our halos and taking a look at The Saint, which ran from 1962 to 1969. My name's Colin, and it's all very simple. I don't like being a cog in a machine.
Oh, I've known that for years, Colin. That's not news to me at all.
And I said cog.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Just checking.
You sounded very Roger-like when you did that whole bit. That was very good.
Oh, it wasn't meant to be, but thank you.
No, it was good. And my name's Paul, and I'd like just a pint from the barrel, warm, flat, and very British.
Yeah, for breakfast, lunch,
or whatever.
supper.
You know? Yeah. Just keep it going, you know. I'm easy.
I've heard. TVDB says Simon Templar is the saint, adored by women, feared by his adversaries, and a constant thorn in the side of police forces everywhere, a smooth-talking adventurer. The saint goes in where angels fear to tread. Always where the action is, he courts danger with a smile, but his charm can sometimes be a lethal weapon. The saint is always on a mission of mercy or intrigue with a beautiful woman close at hand. He's Sir Lancelot, without armour, a formidable enemy, an unwavering friend.
Based on you.
You think?
Yeah. Pretty much your life, isn't it?
Yeah, I do have a lethal weapon.
Hey, hello.
So this first episode is entitled The Talented Husband and stars Roger Moore as Simon Templar, Derek Farr as John Clarion, Shirley Eaton as Adrian Holbird, and Patricia Rock as Madge Clarion.
Have you seen all these?
I have not seen every Saint episode, but I do intend to at some point.
Okay.
There's a lot of them.
So you would think that I'm a big Roger fan as you are.
Yeah, you like a lot of Roger.
I do like a bit of Roger, yeah. But you would think that I've seen them as well. But I'm not that familiar with The Saint, if I'm honest.
Interesting.
Yeah, the most that I remember of The Saint really is The Return of the Saint with Ian Ogilvy.
Well, that's what we grew up with, right?
Exactly. But I also I remember watching all those older George Sanders movies as well. I think I've seen all of those. But this, not so much. I think because it was never really repeated much when we were kids, right?
Doesn't feel like it.
No, I think that's why. Because the Avengers was always on, wasn't it? That was always something that was on Channel 4 at the time when we were kids in the early 80s. Yeah. And a lot of those other ITC shows were always on television. I remember the Champions. I remember the Persuaders and things like that. But this, not so much.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. And in my imagining, I guess maybe they repeated the colour ones more than the black and white ones. But then I've never seen any of the colour ones, I don't think.
I think I've seen when they edited like a couple of two-parters together and made those movies that they used to put out. I think I've seen a couple of those, like when they were probably shown on like BBC Two at 6 o'clock or something, you know. But yeah, there's kind of a void in The Saint for me, particularly this era of The Saint, which is kind of shocking considering that both of us are big Roger fans.
Yeah. I mean, as you alluded to, many people have played The Saint, including Vincent Price on radio.
Oh, I bet that was interesting.
George Sanders, like you said, in the film series, and Ian Ogilvy after Roger Moore.
And there's also a Val Kilmer movie as well, isn't there?
Yeah, but less said about that, the better.
And didn't they try and revive it a few years ago?
Yeah.
Was it a Netflix thing or something?
That sounds right, yeah.
And I think it even had Roger in it, didn't it?
It was like a guest star.
A guest star, yeah.
Pair.
I think so, yeah. And that it never went to series, I don't think.
Well, The Saint travelled the world, but actually never left Elstree Studios.
Yeah, apparently they used to, whenever they were driving on the wrong side of the road, or the right side of the road, depending on what country you're in a different country, they would just flip the film.
Yeah, I heard that. And he said, and Roger Moore was always complained that you could always see the same trees in the background, no matter where you were in the world. And he would be like in his shirt sleeves, freezing to death. And then he'd complain, like, why can't we, go to the places we're supposed to be in? And then later, when he was doing the Persuaders and the James Bond films, which actually were filmed in those locations, he'd be standing there sweating, having to change his shirt 15 times. And he'd be like, oh gosh, I wish we were on Elstree Studios, because at least you can go home at the end of the day.
This is true. That's a very typically British thing as well, though, isn't it? You don't like it when it's cold. Can't stand it when it's too hot as well.
No. Roger Moore originally approached Leslie Charteris, the author and creator of The Saint, in order to buy the rights, but Charteris turned it down. But later Lou Grade approached him and a deal was done. Roger Moore isn't quite sure why Charteris changed his mind, considering the same actor was going to play The Saint.
Yeah, maybe he just didn't want the actor to be in control of it, perhaps. I did read that he was incredibly protective of the whole brand of The Saint, and he was quite particular about how it would be made into live action kind of things.
I think the scripts had to go past him. I certainly know that for The Return of the Saint, the scripts had to be approved by Charteris, and he would give notes. But he also told Ian Ogilvy that if you ever have a problem with a script, tell me, and I'll deal with it as if I've got the problem with it, and then there's no comeback on you.
Well, that's interesting that he would do that. That he would help in that way and take the emphasis off the actor.
Yeah, because there was a script for The Return of the Saint that had vampires in it, and Ogilvy was like, I don't think so. So he rang Charteris, and Charteris was like, I wondered how long it was going to take you to call me.
Oh, he'd heard about it.
Oh, he got the script because he'd got it too, because he had to have approval. He's like, yeah, this is not happening.
That's interesting. Vampires. I mean,
yeah.
When was The Return of the Saint? Was that the 70s?
Yeah. So yeah, you got it. You got it. Let's just be glad he didn't go into space.
It could have happened, couldn't it? I'm surprised that nobody's done that yet, to be honest with you.
Yeah. The production company approached Jaguar to be the Saints car and told Jaguar it'd be great publicity. And Jaguar said, nah, no thanks. We got so many orders, we can't keep up. The last thing we need is publicity. So they approached Volvo, who were only too happy to help.
Yeah, there's another story about that, isn't there? That there's like two versions of that story. The other one is that they just couldn't deliver on time, Jaguar, because there were strikes going on and things like that at the time.
Oh, okay.
So Roger.
So they're still that they're backed up making them.
Yeah, but Roger volunteered his own personal car, which is the Volvo P1800.
Yeah, see, I have a different story because Lou Grade bought two cars because Roger Moore said, if you buy me a car, so I can use personally, but I can lend you the car when you're shooting second unit stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's probably more likely. That other story sounds a bit like Roger elaborating on things a little bit in interviews, doesn't it?
Maybe.
Yeah.
By the way, Jaguar's attitude changed dramatically when The Return of the Saint went into production.
Oh, I bet it did.
They were all over it then.
Yeah, because I remembered, because that kind of crossed over into our childhood, Return of the Saint, and I remember that you could get the car, couldn't you? A little corgi one or dinky or whatever it was.
I have one. It's a weird car because it has the Saint logo on the bonnet.
They used to do that, didn't they? Wasn't there a Spy Who Loved Me car that had 007 on it?
Yeah, the Lotus Esprit had 007 on the bonnet.
I mean, I know everyone knows who he is, but come on, you're not going to put it on the front of your bonnet, are you?
No.
Apparently that car, though, the one that they did use, whenever it was seen, which wasn't a lot, but whenever it was used driving on actual streets in the UK, it would have been illegal because the license plate on it, ST1, was already taken with a different vehicle.
Yeah, it was actually taken by a chief constable.
Oh, wow. I guess they turned a blind eye to it then.
There is a story where Roger Moore was waiting in the car for them to yell action, and he was going to drive off when a police officer walked up and was looking at it and said the license plate, and he goes, yes, it's fake. And the police officer's like, what? And said it belongs to the chief constable, really. We're not supposed to use it. And then someone went, action, and he drove off and left the police officer behind. But he just went round the block, did the scene, and came back, and the constable still stood there going, what's happening?
Yeah, there's some great stories from Roger, isn't there, really?
There is. You know the Oliver Reed one?
No, what's that?
So Oliver Reed is in an episode of The Saint, and he had a scene where he was punched, and Oliver Reed kept doing this thing where he'd fly through the air and twist so that his face could be seen on camera. And of course you have to do it again and again and again, right? Mm-hmm. So at one point he does it, and he hits the ground, and Roger Moore's doing his line, and Roger can hear and Roger's thinking, oh, come on, Ollie, knock it off. Mm-hmm. You're just trying to, steal the scene. Mm-hmm. So Roger's trying to do this. In the end, Roger's like, oh, I can't deliver this line. Looks down, and Oliver's turning a funny colour. He's going blue.
Oh, no.
So he's like, I think either Oliver's concussed or he's dying. So the director goes, all right, cut. Can we get an ambulance? And then can you just drag him over there so we can carry on filming? Carried on shooting.
It was a different time, wasn't it? Hey?
It was indeed, yeah.
I know the great stories, the two things about the Saint that Roger was asked. I think one of them was, how did you get the part of the Saint? And he said, because Sean Connery wasn't available.
It's a good gag.
Yeah.
If it's true, but it's a good gag.
And I think the other one was, what appealed to you about a long-running TV series? And he said, the cash.
Well, that was another thing. When he signed his contract, he thought it was for half-hour shows.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah, they didn't really explain to him that it was going to be for a full hour series.
No. So he was like, great, 6 months work and then 6 months off.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was at the press conference and they were like, oh, we're doing blah, blah hours of shows. And he's like, how many hours? And he's like figuring it out. He's like, wait, that's an hour long. I think we need to talk about my contract.
See, I love this stuff. Like, because you get, you're so used to actors talking about, oh, they're dedicated to the craft and it's all about the work. And then you get people like Roger who's like, how much do you want me to do? I want to go home.
Yeah. He was a practical joker on set, which annoyed some actors.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah, you can picture Roger doing that, can't you?
Yeah. They got to a point where they had to make sure there was those siphon filters. Do you remember siphon filters? Those where you'd squirt tonic water into your drink.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, they had to make sure they weren't on set because they'd just squirt the other actor with them.
I can see why that would probably get annoying, yeah.
If you're trying to emote.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Do you have anything else?
Well, we've got Bond connections. I suppose one of the biggest ones is that, well, there's two, actually. The biggest one is that Lois Maxwell appears in a couple of episodes.
Right.
And there is an episode where a female character mistakes Simon Templar for James Bond at one point.
Interesting.
A little bit of foreshadowing there, isn't there?
And of course, we have a Bond connection in this very episode.
What did we? What was that?
Shirley Eaton.
Oh yeah, obviously yes. I was thinking of something subtle. No,
no, I don't do subtle, pal.
no. And it's not like I'm going to miss like Shirley Eaton, is it?
No,
I'm not blind.
No one's going to miss Shirley Eaton.
I'm not blind and I'm not dead. All right, so The role of Simon Templar was originally offered to. This was bizarre. Originally offered to Patrick McGowan. Did you read why he turned it down?
Well, if it's Patrick McGowan, maybe it's because he doesn't kiss women on set because he was very Catholic about stuff like that.
Yeah, apparently he turned it down because he didn't like the fact that the character was a womanizer, and apparently he also turned Bond down for the same reason.
Yeah, I can see that. He's very strict about stuff like that.
You got to say, two big mistakes there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, okay, if I had morals, I'd drop them.
Yeah. Oh, we can always dream, pal. We can always dream. Let's think about that for a second. What the world would be like if you had morals?
I think it'd be worse, wouldn't it?
I'm not so sure.
It'd be worse for me.
It's hard to say. It's worse for you, but better for everyone else.
Roger Moore actually directed 9 episodes of this as well. Himself.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And apparently the way that he would approach scenes is that he would sort of go in and tell the actors what he wanted from the scene, but then let most people improvise. I mean, I'm not sure how much of that is true. Especially if Charteris was quite on the ball with the scripts, and taking care of it behind the scenes. Are you really going to let your lead actor just say, "Oh, let's just wing it,"
Also, time's money, and it's an ITC show.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I suppose knowing Roger, you can imagine not knowing him. I never knew him, but you know what I mean. Me and Roger used to hang out all the time.
Oh yeah, like that. You're right.
Exactly. 2 peas in a pod.
Yeah.
But you can imagine him. That might be his way of approaching directing. Kind of a loose.
Yeah.
Let's just see what happens. Kind of vibe on set.
Maybe. I know. I was gonna say, is it him? No, it's in Ogilvy who used to write. It says he rewrote lines on the scripts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
A lot of actors say that. I don't know how true it is.
I think Russell Crowe is one of those that says that a lot as well. Brings in his own people. to rewrite dialogue.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
things like that. I didn't realise as well that the little melody for the Saint theme.
Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Yeah, Charteris came up with that himself.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he's proper hands-on with this, wasn't he? Really?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
And another revelation to me about Roger. I don't know whether he probably wouldn't appreciate us talking about this, but I never realised he wore a hairpiece in this show.
No, I don't think I did at this point in his life. No?
Yeah, apparently he wore a hairpiece to give the character a more dashing sort of 1940s look about him. And he also wore lifts in his shoes to make himself taller.
Oh, that makes sense. A lot of actors do that.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense, especially if the character's supposed to have a presence of some sort. You don't want to walk on set and be 5'2" and bald. The name's Templar, Simon Templar. Oh, really? Is it?
5'2" and bald, like what? Like Tom Cruise probably is, allegedly. Who knows?
I'd like to point out that you said that. Not me.
Yeah. Oh, come on, Tom. I can take you. Actually, no. We'll leave that one hanging. The show was sold to 63 countries and earned over £350 million in profit.
It's not bad going, is it?
Not bad going at all. Do you think that this was probably ITC's biggest hit?
That's a good question. I mean, it's one of the longest running ones, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't there like 9-10 seasons of this? Something like that? 8 or 9?
Ooh. Would have been helpful to you have actually done some research.
I
for
know,
that, pal.
and I've actually got a phone right next to me, but there is a lot of seasons, I think there are. So yeah, I think it probably, because I mean, most of them are just like one season long, aren't they?
Yeah. Jason King's one season, Department S is one season, Randall Hopkirk is one season, right?
I think so. Is The Persuaders an ITC? Is that an ITC show?
Yeah, yes it is.
I think that's only one season as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, one and done.
Maybe it was the older shows that ran for longer, because Danger Man, wasn't that ITC?
I think so, yeah, and that's got more than one season, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, I would imagine that The Saint was the biggest hit, yeah. Mia Farrow and Frank Sinatra loved this show, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Sinatra probably thought it was classy.
Probably, yeah.
Going back to the last thing I was going to mention is this is related to what I said about Roger's hairpiece, and this is a bizarre fact that I found out. So apparently, Mike Reed, the
DJ,
no,
or the comedian,
the comedian, was Roger's underwater double in the show.
Either Mike Reed has changed dramatically since then.
But he got fired.
For what?
For making fun of Roger's thinning hair at the time.
Why would you do that? Why would you, make fun of someone who's the star of a show?
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think the blowback's going to be? It's not going to be good, is it?
No. It's like when your staff make fun of you behind your back.
What?
Oh, sorry. That was a secret, wasn't it?
I don't understand. Don't understand that. No. And the other interesting thing that I found out about this episode in particular that we're going to talk about in a minute. So this episode is set in the village of Cookham.
Yes, it is.
Which is a real place, and it's just down the road from me.
It's next to Eaton, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just down the road from me. It's about 30 minutes away.
Cookham and Eaton.
And I've... God.
Come on. You rolled right over it. You weren't stopping, were you?
This is because it was so subtle. It was so subtle, Colin. You know what I mean? You need one like a honk or something, Have you not got one?
No honk sound effect. I'll get one for next time.
Please do. Otherwise, you know me. They just fly over my head. Right. But yeah, I've driven down through this village a few times.
Does it look like that?
Don't look any different.
Has it not changed?
Not at all. Because I was watching this and I'm thinking, I'm sure I've seen this place before. So I did a little bit of a thing, and I thought, 30 minutes away. Oh, yeah, of course it is.
How far is Elstree from where you live there?
Not too far at all. No.
Okay, so that'll be why, because they stayed around that area. I do have a trailer. It's a slightly later trailer from the actual series, but it's still good.
The Saint, He's had many faces, but none quite as enigmatic as this man. 30 years ago, he donned his halo and introduced himself.
The name is Templar, Simon Templar.
Starring Roger Moore of the James Bond series of motion pictures.
Of course, I know of you by reputation.
A man of exemplary taste.
We were practicing a rather obscure Mozart string quartet.
And impeccable manners.
I'm glad you appreciate me.
Who will go anywhere for the sake of excitement.
Simon, you are running a terrible risk.
And do anything in the name of adventure. It's the series for exotic locations and international intrigue. Roger Moore is the Saint.
It's a series for exotic locations. If you like rubber palm trees.
Didn't we have that in when we covered Jason King? They were supposed to be like in Spain or something, a villa, and it was just these like trees that you could clearly see that they were plastic and wobbling every time someone walked past them.
A lot of these shows do that.
Mm-hmm.
I think The Persuaders is the exception because they actually did go to places.
Yeah, I mean, how much money must they have spent on The Persuaders? Because you had Tony Curtis as well, and I'm pretty sure he wasn't cheap.
Yeah. And Return of the Saint used to go to the locations as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the reasons it was cancelled, because it was so expensive to make.
Was that just one season then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everyone thought it was going to get 2 because it was a huge hit, but it didn't because it was just so expensive.
Again, I think it feels like it was probably more than one season because it was always on TV when we were kids.
And when you're a kid, like 20 episodes, it feels like forever for some reason when you think back of it.
That's true.
It's like when you think of the Wombles or something, you're like, oh, they churned out hundreds of those episodes, and then you're like, what, 10?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So, in the episode, we open with Simon Templar at the theatre. He's unimpressed with the performance, as he prefers a bit of fun. I like his impression of a brooding actor.
Oh, yeah.
It's a bit Marlon Brando, right?
It is a little bit, yeah. And it's so unlike Roger as well.
Yeah, although it made me recall another ITC actor, Richard Bradford.
Oh, you'd have to remind me.
Man in a Suitcase.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was a method actor.
Mm-hmm, yeah. He's in, isn't he? Doesn't he turn up in the Untouchables movie?
What, the Sean Connery film?
Mm-hmm.
Does he?
Yeah, the main guy that played Man in a Suitcase.
Yeah.
That played Man in a Suitcase.
Yeah.
He wasn't in a suitcase, I know, but yeah, I'm sure that he's in the Untouchables movie as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. I think he plays the police chief. It's a strange opening, isn't it? Where Roger kind of breaks the fourth wall and talks to the audience.
Yeah, but every episode of The Saint does that, except when they switch to colour, then they do a voiceover from then on.
I wonder why they changed.
I don't know.
Because I kind of like the fourth wall breaking, and I like the little side looks to the camera that he gives that only he's aware of, and we're in on it, but none of the other characters see it, obviously.
Yeah, because there's one in another episode where he's on an airplane, and he's like, "Oh, I like." Sitting on an airplane because then you get to spend, 7 hours sitting next to an attractive woman. And then this old lady sits next to him and he just goes, at the camera. And then the stewardess comes over and goes, "Oh, you're in the wrong seat," and makes a move. And then obviously an attractive woman then sits down and he goes, "Ooh," to the camera.
That stuff's great. They should have kept that.
Yeah. Well, they do for most of them. It's just the colour ones.
It's kind of reminds me of Moonlighting.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So at the theatre, this producer's wife comes over and asks what he thinks of the play. And have you ever been in that situation at a play that a friend or a person you know has done, and it's terrible?
God, yeah. Do you remember a few years ago when I had to produce that thing in the church that time?
Yeah, Shakespeare, right? Mm-hmm. But it was a modern interpretation of Shakespeare, right?
Yeah. Let's just leave that one there, eh?
Okay.
But yeah, I get it completely. It's happened to you then.
So yeah, but I as a friend, as a colleague or a person who knows the person who's in the play, not as a producer. Whereas you were the producer of that and you thought it was terrible. I mean, did you? Are we allowed to say that?
No, I think enough time's passed now that yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to work with these people again, so yeah.
Right. Okay. But yeah, we have to go. Oh, no, it's great. Yeah, I really loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're like halfway through it, watching it, going, "Oh God, how do I get out?"
Did you sell it?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you have to, don't
Yeah,
you?
well, I mean, you're a good actor, aren't you? So
Better acting like in the play than the people on stage.
were you sitting there thinking, if I was up there,
Yeah,
this would be good, or at least slightly better.
it'd be amusing,
Yeah, yeah, it would probably. Yeah.
even if it was a tragedy. So she calls over her husband, producer, and formerly an actor, John Clarion. And when he's introduced, this is Simon Templar, we get the halo effect, right? And a short rendition of the theme song.
Do you think that this halo actually appears above his head every time someone says his name?
Yes, all the time, but only people with high morals can see it. So you would never actually have seen it.
What is this thing with my morals all of a sudden?
You brought it up.
This is true. What would appear over mine then?
Skull and crossbones.
At least you didn't say a pint glass.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's good. A big barrel.
Flames.
Flames. I get those anyway.
Internal damnation.
Yeah. It's fine. I can live with it.
Yeah, well, you'll have to. Well, you won't live, but
So, something you want to tell me? You don't get some rat poison, are you? Keep it topical,
Yeah, it's good. I like it. Yeah. We cut to an outside lake. Outside lake? Oh, kind of. Not many inside lakes, are there? I don't know why I said outside. Wait, I don't know what you've done to this house. Why is it all wet? Oh, I've just built an inside lake. That's a big house, isn't it?
I told you not to bring the lake indoors anymore. Will you please stop doing it?
But it was raining.
What?
So John is bitter over the critics' response to his play opening last night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the reviews are not good. Like
They're
the
not.
reviews on our podcast.
Well, when we get some.
Yeah.
The sound department here are really working overtime to prove to us that this scene is actually outside by the river as well. You've got birds. You've got birds cheeping. You've got the sound of water moving.
Birds cheeping.
Chirping. 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 That's what they do, isn't it?
Very inexpensive bird. It's just cheeping all the time.
It's just some sound guy in the corner smoking a fag going, cheap. Chirp. Cheap.
He was a pretty boy then. No, it's a parrot. Knock it off.
Looking at
parrots.
Looking at his watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit over the top, but okay.
So there's a bit of a chill in the air, so John goes up to get his wife a sweater while she reclines in a lawn chair down below. Mm-hmm. John goes to throw a sweater over the balcony but knocks a concrete flower pot off onto her head, which, saying that out loud, it sounds quite comical, but when you see it, it's not.
No, it's... I mean, at this point, we're probably thinking it's death by plant pot, aren't we?
Yeah. By the way, do you have any high flower pots at your house?
No.
Oh, just checking.
Yeah. I'm very
for insurance reasons.
Yeah, I'm very careful in that respect. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I try to keep accidental death to a minimum. But having said that, if I die tomorrow in an accident, then...
well, this will be evidence.
It will
I might
be.
get blamed.
Yeah. You're like, and I'm recording my side of it.
True.
So.
That's true, yeah.
Got you. I knew I'd get you one day.
But she doesn't die, right?
Yeah, and he's like, damn.
Well, we don't know that at that point.
Well,
he looks
plays
quite
it.
worried.
I don't know. He plays it a little bit like that, doesn't he?
Does he? It's ambiguous, I would say.
Okay. All right. Go with that.
A doctor is paying Madge a visit, and they discuss the new neighbour, Adrian Holber, who has just moved in. John knows her, but never mentioned it to his wife. And he's kind of coy about how attractive she is, right?
He is, but this doctor's not. He's almost like, have you seen your new neighbour?
He's about to be struck off.
Hey, you'll enjoy that. But yeah, the husband's been a bit shifty, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. John claims he's feeling guilty. That's why he's been a bit weird about it. And the doctor says he'll call in tomorrow, but John says, you're not needed. I'll call you if we do need you. And then the doctor asks, have you thought about bringing in a nurse? John says, no, I've hired a housekeeper.
Yeah,
What's he up to, Paul?
I think he's hired Mrs. Doubtfire, hasn't he?
She sets her boobs on fire. Didn't see that scene. She's
Should have been in there. Should have been in there. His wife's looking good though for she's bedridden but she's looking good for someone who's had a plant pot crashed on her head, isn't she?
Not quite sure what the illness is.
No.
What are we dealing with here?
She's just laid up in bed. Do you
Why?
think she's just like he's got his reasons for doing this, right? Which we'll get into.
Yeah.
But you think there's like there's a little subplot here that we're missing where she's thinking she's doing kind of like an Albert Steptoe thing, like in that episode where he's pretending that he's ill and then he's just being looked after all the time.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a bit of that going on here?
Could be. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's an ulterior motive here.
Madge wants some visitors over, but John claims she needs more rest. She wants to telephone, but he says the order he placed will take longer to process. He also says something's not changed.
This is true. This is true. Happened to me recently. Yeah.
He also says he hasn't been able to locate some domestic help, contradicting what he told the doctor.
Yeah, you can't trust him. Can't trust him.
No. So he leaves and he goes straight to Adrian's place, who is played by Shirley Eaton.
Shirley Eaton. Shall we take a moment?
Okay. I should have some instrumental music just to play.
Oh, don't ruin the mood.
Sorry, elevator music. And we know Shirley Eaton from, of course.
Goldfinger.
Yeah, and lots of Carry On films.
Of course,
Carry On
yeah.
films. Yeah,
Yeah, she's in. I think she's in the first
isn't
Carry On movie, isn't she?
she? Yeah, she is, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's in a lot of other comedy films. One of my favourites, Double Bunk with Sid James. Love that one.
Obviously.
Good one.
Yeah. I think in the Carry On movie, doesn't she play a dinner lady or something?
That's right, yes. Yeah.
I wish we had dinner ladies like this.
Ours look more like Hattie Jakes.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with a bit of Hattie.
No, there's not.
No,
I
no.
was desperate for a comedic line, and I embarrassed myself.
You should be ashamed of yourself, Colin.
I am
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
I'm going to take myself in a corner and spank myself.
Whoa! Well, wait until after we've recorded, please.
And then I'm going to punish myself.
Yeah. A little bit of fun first, eh?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. She offers to help John and Madge, but he says, "Oh, I've got a housekeeper arriving tomorrow. So what is it, mate? Do you have one arriving? Do you not have one arriving? You're all over the place."
Yes.
So next day we see a Mrs. Jafferty, who apparently is the new housekeeper at the butcher's.
Are people in this village blind? Are they?
I mean, I've seen a film recently where there's it's actually Sid James disguised as a woman, and nobody recognises it's Sid James. This is actually a lot better.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That must have been
one.
bad then.
Oh, it is.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. By the way, when she, not to ruin it, says the Clarions are such fine people, there is a massive amount of spit that just goes flying over the butcher.
I never noticed that.
I did.
Wow. All over his meat.
I think so, and his two veg. Which is odd because he's a butcher's. Don't know why that's
Well,
in there.
yeah. Well, they sometimes they would put those fake Brussels sprouts, wouldn't they? Like and the little bit of veg of green stuff at the bottom of the meat, wouldn't they? On the
You have a couple of fake Brussels sprouts, don't you?
every day.
Yeah.
This guy playing the butcher, I'm pretty sure I've seen him play a butcher in other things.
Maybe that's what he does. Maybe he's a real butcher.
But he could be. He looks like a butcher.
He does. He's got all the attributes of a butcher, which are what, Paul?
Big hands.
He's German.
Oh, here we go. He's back again. we had bare minimum, and Big Hands is back as well.
Big hands, yeah.
all these guest stars that keep reappearing,
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they don't want money. Yeah, he looks like a butcher. They've got meaty faces, haven't they?
And you can tell he's a German butcher because when he's chopping up the pig, he says, "For you, the bar is over."
I could see that forming in your
Could you?
in your brain.
Could you?
Yeah. You start getting excited in your chair.
Could you? Rubbing my pants.
Whoa! we said do it later, not while we were recording.
Oh, right, yeah. So the butcher asked if she would, and when I say she, I'm talking Mrs. Jafferty. We're going to go with she for now.
Yeah, but I mean, everyone's figured it out. I mean, I can't imagine there was anyone watching this that didn't realise what was going on, especially with the really bad ADR that was going on. Is it even him doing the voice?
He's an actor, Paul.
Oh, yeah. But,
so do you think that people back in the time that this came out would have been like, oh, God, they know who it is?
I suppose the TVs weren't great, were they?
No, there's smaller screens.
Yeah, so I guess maybe we're looking at it in hindsight now.
Yeah. And would it have been a new concept?
What, drag?
I'd rather say it.
Wow. Well, no, it's a long-running British tradition, isn't it, of wearing women's clothes, Colin?
It is, yeah, if you get the ones that fit.
Yeah. Is that how it works?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
All right, interesting. Yeah, okay.
So this butcher asked if she would drop off a package of meat to Adrian Halberd. Watching your face, Paul. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're gonna do.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not. Carry on.
You're a dirty old man. Dirty old man.
Hey, listen to the old, please.
Oh, sorry. Because it's next door to the Clarions. And she says, oh, yeah, I'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
Temple arrives in his Volvo P1800. It's a nice car, right?
Yeah, it's a nice car. Yeah. I always enjoy how you love to do the hardware side of everything, don't you?
Only for ITC shows, and there's a reason for that, because ITC shows the hardware is a character.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
No, it's not like any old like cop show where they're just like, You know, there are some shows where, Magnum, Miami Vice, the cars are a character in those shows.
Yeah, and a lot of those shows, possibly with the exception of Miami Vice, because I don't remember there being any, but if you think about all those shows where the vehicles were characters, they all made toys.
They did make toys of the Miami Vice car. I've got one.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, you'll have to hook me up with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, right. We'll talk later.
It says Miami Vice across the bonnet. No, it doesn't.
Of course it does. Of course it does.
It doesn't.
Is there two different ones? Do you have the convertible and one says Crockett and the other says Tubbs?
Actually, by the way, they made both.
Oh,
They made the black Ferrari, the Ferrari Spider, and then the Ferrari Testarossa.
I'm going to be spending money soon then.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
So Simon goes to his local pub, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's called the Ferry Inn, I think.
Mm-hmm. And he gets a nice reception from the landlord, doesn't he?
Mario, he knows him.
He does. This is kind of the reception that I get from my landlord when I go into my local pub. He can't wait to serve me.
That's not true. When you walk in, he goes, "Oh Jesus, get more barrels ready. We're going to run out tonight."
Hey, think of the nice little money that he's going to be making there that night.
That's true.
I mean, I'm going to work him into the ground.
Well, you don't, because don't you just lay underneath the barrel and open the spigot? You take it straight from the barrel, don't you? As they say.
I'm too old for that.
Like a baby on a nipple.
What, sucking away?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm too old for that now, Colin. I can't do that anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you imagine me laying under the barrel, and as it's going into my mouth, my belly just starts to get bigger and bigger, like a cartoon.
Yeah, I can. Quite easily, actually.
Yeah. So can I, actually. Yeah.
So the guy, or the bartender, or the owner, I say, offers Templar a Manhattan, but Templar goes, "Oh, no, not at this hour. I'll have a beer." What hour is this?
It's the 60s. Everyone's drinking, everyone's smoking.
That is true. People drank all the time in the 60s, apparently. Mm-hmm. It's nice. Did you have a cocktail counter? Like in the 60s, they have like sometimes it's a trolley, but sometimes it's like a cabinet that's just full of drinks. Mm-hmm. And somebody walks in and goes, "Oh, what would you like?" And they'll be like, "Oh, I'll have a gin and tonic, or I'll have a vodka martini," or, do you have that situation in your house?
I've got a cupboard with bottles in, yes. Is that kind?
Yeah. No, it is. Of booze.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, obviously. I've always got something on the go. I've always got a couple of things in there. And, but I mean, I'm the only person that drinks in my house.
So you walk in and go, would you like a gin and tonic? Oh, yes, I don't know. And if I do, open it up.
Do I do the voices as well?
You go, oh, easy on the tonic. Not bad. Thank you.
Oh, you're so funny. You're so funny.
Yeah. And a few of these, and you'll be even funnier.
I might get lucky tonight.
Yes, you might. You're my best friend.
Yeah. I really
I love
am.
you.
Yeah. Hey, I never get I never fail to get lucky with myself.
That's true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Adrian's Mrs. Jafferty drops off the food, but for some reason, Adrian secretly pockets a tin of white pepper.
Yeah. I know we get a payoff to this, but it did confuse me at the time. I thought, what's going on here?
Is she a kleptomaniac? She just loves white pepper.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at first I thought maybe he's having some kind of thing with her and finding an excuse to go back or something, you know?
Oh, okay. So she keeps the pepper and he goes, oh, I've forgotten the pepper.
Because at this point we don't know about the insurance things. We just think there's obviously something going on that's a bit dodgy. And I just wondered whether it was because he wants to get rid of his wife because he's got his eye on Shirley Eaton. You know?
I think that's, that's the way you're supposed to be thinking. Adrian wants to see Madge, but Mrs. Jafferty says the doctor ordered no visitors. But after Jafferty leaves, Adrian looks suspicious.
Very.
She knocks on the Clarins' kitchen door and lets herself in. There's no Mrs. Jafferty. She makes her way through the house. John surprises her. She hands over the pepper as the excuse for being there. And she wants to say hello to Madge, but John says, no. Mrs. Jafferty is bathing her and makes Adrian leave. But it's not true.
No, it's not, no.
No, because Madge asks John who it was, and he lies again. And then he asks for some money, and now he starts to see what's going on. It's a lot of money. And when she points that out, he gets angry. It's her money. It turns out that Madge pays for everything, and John is living off of her.
Yeah, doesn't he say a man doesn't particularly enjoy living off a woman?
He does say that. Are you going to contradict that?
Nope.
Okay.
You know, in this day and age, I mean, all she is just a modern, independent woman, right? But she's
stays in bed all the time.
But I didn't. I meant that she's got her own money, but she's kind of made to feel bad in a way that she is this person.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
John twists it.
Yeah.
But the scene finishes with Madge saying, "Sometimes, if I think I wasn't married to you, I'd die."
Foreshadowing again.
Yeah, all the shadows.
All of them. Yeah, Hank.
Cliff included. Yeah. Hank Marvin. Yeah, you're going to do it, weren't you? You're going to do it.
I was, yes. See what I mean?
Yeah. Up here for thinking, down there for dancing.
Exactly, every day.
We cut back to Templar, who apparently has spent the day drinking in the pub and has now decided it's time for a Manhattan.
Well, you know, I keep saying it's the 60s, but I don't see a problem with it.
I guess not. I should point out, it's never, ever discussed how the saint gets his money or what he does.
Yeah, and apparently I read that was something that Charteris wanted in the show. Some sort of explanation as to how his finances work. Yeah, but and I think they do sort of go into it in later seasons. But he always.
I thought they never did. Okay.
I'm sure that I read that they do go into it a little bit, but they never really explain it. But
because I was thinking, if they make a movie now, you'd get a whole hour of setup of like where he gets his money from.
No, that would
why
be the
he became
movie.
The saint.
That would be the movie. Yeah,
that would be the movie.
You wouldn't get a proper saint movie until they get to the second or third one.
Right, that's true. Yeah.
But you'd never get there because this first one would flop. So you know.
Yeah. Adrian walks in and perks Templar's interest. He reveals to Mario why he's in the town. Apparently, Madge isn't the first wife of John's to have an accident. His previous 2 wives died in mysterious circumstances.
Yeah, he's got a series of dead wives.
Yeah. Mrs. Jafferty is in the pub for some reason.
Yeah, why does she go into this pub?
My guess is the plan is that he he wants to be seen there, so that Mrs. Jafferty's seen around town and everyone's at the pub, so that's the place to go.
Yeah.
She leaves. Oh, I should point out that Templar introduces himself and makes a line about how he was almost married to John Clarion's first wife's sister.
Yeah, so he feels connected to this case, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She leaves, and Templar is invited to have dinner with Adrian, who turns out is an insurance investigator who is on the same investigation as Templar to stop John Clarion from murdering his third wife.
This scene between them, it's very Bondish, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
We can really see, like, Roger, what's going to be coming in a few years' time for him.
And they work well together.
Oh, yeah, they do. It's a shame that they never actually got to be in a Bond movie together, really, isn't it?
Yeah. They compare notes on John Clarion and the previous accidents, and they discuss what role Mrs. Jafferty plays in all this, because John's always done this solo before. There's never been a third person.
I was wondering, because when we get to the end of the episode, Simon Templar's figured it out.
Yeah.
At what point does he figure it out? Does he already know at this point? He's just not letting on?
Yeah, he must be, because the story of him almost marrying the first wife's sister is fake because she never had a sister.
Right, okay.
That's why he tells her, because he wants that story to get back to John.
But do you think he knows that Jafferty is...
No, I think he's just... No, I don't.
So he hasn't figured that out yet?
No.
Right,
no.
okay.
Because it's just a stunning disguise.
Obviously. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that, I Kerr in 1964, is this? 1964? It's not like, you can't say you should have gone to Specsavers. So,
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Different time.
Yeah. He delivered that line because he thinks this will speed John Clarion's plan up, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And John is hatching a plan. He tells Madge that he has to catch a 3:00 train to go meet a writer, and then we'll be back at 7 p.m. Did you notice that Madge hides her glasses just before he enters the room and then places them back on when he leaves?
I made a note of that. I thought it was a nice little touch because it's almost like she doesn't want him to see her wearing the glasses because obviously she's older, isn't she? And she doesn't want to, she's got this hot young husband.
Neighbour.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
A neighbour,
and then
yeah.
there's a younger neighbour
Yeah.
moved in. And
So
she's vain about her looks.
Yeah. I thought it was a nice little touch.
Yeah, because she never says it out loud. It's just
Mm-hmm.
that. Yeah, I thought it was good.
She's a good actress. This playing the wife.
Yeah,
It's a really good performance.
it is. He leaves and goes over to Adrian's and tells her that he's catching a 10:30 a.m. train to London and that he's left Mrs. Jafferty with his wife. Simon enters and interrupts them and decides to give John a lift to the train station.
Yeah, got to say at this point, I know it's like he's preaching to the converted here, but Roger is just incredibly likable on screen, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
He's just a fun actor to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I also, when we get to this train station bit in a minute, when we've talked about how these shows, particularly 60s and 70s shows, are a little window into Britain at a time. That it's almost like a different world, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, especially for you because you don't even live in this country,
right?
But and they kind of win me over even before I get into the whole. It could be terrible, and it kind of wins me over a little bit because of the way it looks and because of the way people play the roles and I don't know. 60s and 70s actors just seem a little bit more authentic. There's less performance in a way. Does that make sense?
Than people now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you're talking after the period when they were a bit theatrical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And before the modern.
They look like real people. Like the guy playing the butcher, he looks like a butcher, as we said.
Right? Yeah.
The guy playing in the train station in a minute, the guy that he asks about the platform, he's the guy that lets them onto the station, which doesn't exist anymore. This role, it doesn't in everyday life.
Right.
He looks authentic.
We don't get many character actors these days, or it doesn't feel like we do. We don't get the Danny DeVitos and the people who don't fit the norm. Like Would Dustin Hoffman be a star now?
Probably not. He'd be a character actor, wouldn't he?
Right, because it's just you all have to be like perfect looking.
Clones.
Yeah.
Or as long as your name's Chris, you're all right.
Yeah, Chris Clone.
Chris Clone. They might as well be, hadn't they?
Yeah. So, at the station, John asks the station master a question about the train at Paddington, which the guy's not going to know though, but he's only asking so that he's remembered by the station master and remembered to be asking about a train. Simon watches the train leave. We then see Mrs. Jafferty back at the butcher's, and then she goes and picks up some rat poison.
The days when you could just walk into a shop and buy a tin of rat poison.
Yeah, and all you had to do was sign your name in a book.
Yeah, I know. Simple.
Which was literally called the Poison Book.
Yeah, I miss those days.
Yeah, just signs the name underneath Dr. Crippen.
Not by the way, not that I'm looking to buy some rat poison for anything.
Right.
Just to say, okay.
All right. You're just saying you have a dealer, you know somebody.
What do you want me to hook you up? Is that what you're?
You have a supplier.
No. I don't need rat poison. I don't have any rats.
Simon sees Jafferty arrive, but he's suspicious because he never saw her actually leave the house. So where did she go?
So is this the moment where he kind of thinks, "Oh, hold on a minute."
Yeah. We also get misogyny and racism in 2 sentences.
Oh, it's a terrible line, isn't it? It really is. Do you want to say the line?
The Irish are so unpredictable. Yes, but women aren't.
Jeez. I don't know which is worse.
I don't. So he's curious why Mrs. Jafferty never mentioned him saying he was almost married to the previous wife's sister. Back at the Clarence house, we get the reveal that John is Mrs. Jafferty. It's not as surprising or dramatic as the music thinks it is.
Yeah, this music cue is suggesting that the audience is going to be completely shell-shocked by this revelation.
Yeah, it is full-on orchestra. One thing I do find odd is why doesn't Madge get up when John's not around?
Well, I this is what we were talking about, how badly injured she is. I'm guessing that she can't walk.
Oh, I suppose not. But she doesn't even try. We never see her actually.
Yeah. And we never see her go to the toilet.
You don't want to know the state of that bed.
She's probably got a pot under the bed. Who's that? People still use big potties then, didn't they?
A bedpan.
Bedpan, that's the word, yes.
Yeah.
I
A chamber pot.
I had a chamber pot under my bed when I was a kid, you know.
Was his name Barry?
The look of horror on his face every night.
Wait, you had a chamber pot under your bed when you were a kid?
Yeah, I don't know where it came from, but it looked old. I mean, I'm not talking like when I was 15. I'm talking like when I was like about 4 or 5, you know.
Did you use it? It was there for you? Was it there for you to use?
Of course it was, yeah. Of course I used it.
Wait, I mean, I know the size of your house. What, you lazy fucker? You couldn't just get up and go to the bathroom like a normal child.
It's cold. It's cold, isn't it? You know.
Wait, hold on a minute. So you slept with a chamber pot under the bed in the freezing cold. Where are you born? The 1920s?
No, 1974. So, you know.
Wait, where? Eastern Russia?
Oh, wow. Topical. No. They, my parents were old-fashioned. Perhaps they thought a chamber pot was the way to go, you know.
Why use the shivering, eating an unpeeled potato?
Oh, look. The late 70s and early 80s was the days before, the kind of, what are they called? The duvets that we have on beds today. So it was like those other things that they used to have in the late 70s. What were they called? Eiderdowns or whatever. Wasn't that what they were called?
Blanket? Oh, no.
Yeah, thick blankets. Yeah, you know, I'm not getting out of bed. Well, I mean, I had to get out of bed to piss into the pot.
So you could have done the 5 more steps to get to your bathroom.
Yeah, but you're still on the bed. You're still in the heat of the bed, aren't you?
And did it not stink?
So stick it back under the bed, don't you? Empty it in the morning. Or someone will.
Out the window? Like the rest of the peasants?
It wasn't Tudor era. I didn't.
Are you sure? It's beginning to sound like it.
And I only did number ones. Never did number twos in it.
So you had to get up and do a number 2 in the bathroom.
I very rarely took a number 2 though in the evening. This is a lot of information, isn't it?
you wouldn't, could you? Because all you eat is just the bare minimum potatoes. Because all you could afford in your little hovel house.
Can you imagine all that starch today at our age?
Just little.
It'd be bad that.
Shivering with bedpan.
Like an urchin, yeah.
Listening to the radio.
Yeah.
Hancock half hour. Hoping the bombs miss.
Get me gas mask ready just in case.
Yeah.
You never know. Yeah. I'm just pointing out for the listeners, we are the same age, right?
Yeah, but apparently we grew up in totally different worlds.
I can't be the only one that had a pot under the bed. Surely.
I mean, answers on a postcard.
Yeah. Anyway, the Saint.
Yeah.
This is I'm pretty sure this is a very unwelcome detour for our listeners. You know, my toiletry habits when I was 6 years old or whatever.
Oh, you got older. You were 4 earlier.
Well,
We used it for a couple of years, did you?
I probably did, yeah.
When did you decide not to use it anymore? Or did your parents go, why is this pan under?
I think it just disappeared. I don't know what happened to it. One day it was there, the next day it wasn't.
Right. Did you hopefully you realised before you just leaned over and pressed?
No, that's too much information there. I'm not giving that away.
All right.
I would imagine that maybe one day it turned up on Antiques Roadshow or something like that.
Oh, that's a lovely prize for somebody, isn't it?
Hey.
Go in and go, hey, I've got this used chamber pot from 1974. And the guy's like, they still make these?
It was probably like an antique heirloom or something like that, wasn't it? You know,
Handed down from grandfather to father to son.
I do remember it. It looked
Chamber
old.
pot.
It looked old. Yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't keep it.
I said it was there one day and then it disappeared.
Aye, lad. All this could be yours. You just hand it down to your son.
Yeah, I was just thinking that that bit in the Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, I didn't have a pot to piss in. Well, I
No,
did.
but you did.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're one up from him.
There you go. Don't say I didn't have anything when I was a kid. Eh?
I won't ever again.
Mm-hmm.
He calls out to Madge to say he's back and makes dinner. He adds rat poison to the food, then leaves it on a little table on her bed with a cooker so she can heat it up when it's ready. I didn't know this was a thing. That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I've never seen one of these before.
No, a little heater that you can cook up your food.
Yeah, it'd be nice, that. Never have to get out of bed.
Yeah, you could have your pot. And
Oh, here we go.
and then you can have your dinner, and you can have a drink. You need never leave that bed. You got everything catered for, right
Sounds-
there. A little telly. She had a telly,
Yeah,
didn't she, next to her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. Sounds
It
good
does.
to me. Wouldn't rat poison show up in an autopsy, though?
It was the 60s. They probably didn't even do
Yeah, I
autopsies
guess
of that
not.
kind.
You just have a... Yeah, they're dead.
Yeah,
That's it.
I mean, we're not even sure she's dead. We put a bell in the coffin just to make sure these days.
That's true. That is very true. Yeah.
He pretends to leave, then disguises himself as Mrs. Jafferty and catches a train in a hurry, making a show of it. On the train, he switches back to being John, and he meets with the writer. Meanwhile, Madge starts to heat up her dinner of death.
This is a very clean toilet on this train, though. If you tried this today, you'd be slipping around in all the piss on the floor. I mean,
It's true. And the door would keep opening.
it would. Or you'd be some drunk person banging on it going, I need to come in.
Yeah.
And that's me.
It did sound like you. That was well practiced.
Yeah. Well, it's not practiced.
No.
No.
Simon feels that something is wrong. He decides to pay the Clarins a visit. He breaks in. He finds Madge watching TV. She dishes out her dinner. Simon goes back to look around the house, and in the bin we see the empty packets of rat poison.
Placed so nicely on the top of that bin with the label pointing straight up.
Yeah.
Very
You
convenient.
don't like that?
Just
convenient. It's convenient for the cameraman. It's not convenient for the
It
saint.
is. It is. It's true. It's true. You know, yeah, we're nearly at the end, and it occurs to me that so far the character of Simon Templar, he hasn't done much, has he?
This is one of the interesting things about this episode is that you could have switched Simon Templar out for anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And it still works as just like a murder mystery. It feels like a murder mystery that they've put Simon Templar in.
Yeah,
Now-
like it was something that existed before. It wasn't the same
Yes.
script. Yeah.
Now, I know ITC did have a habit of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
This feels a little early in the day to be doing that, but they did because they used the same writers and they were working on multiple shows, so sometimes they would just reuse stuff.
Yeah, it makes sense. You're just keeping that train moving all the time. You've got turning them out. Yeah, I can see that.
On the train home, he bumps into the doctor who tended to his wife. John asks him for a ride home. John's ecstatic because this is another witness who'll be an alibi for his time arriving at his house, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This doctor's not impressed, is he?
No, he doesn't like him because he blew him off earlier.
That's right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, about not getting a nurse in. He doesn't think he's looking after Madge well.
Mm-hmm.
John enters the house. He goes upstairs and finds Madge dead.
Doesn't really check, does he?
No, he just calls her out and looks if the stew has been eaten. Mm-hmm. But maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe he's squeamish, doesn't want to touch her. She'd be cold.
And we do find out later that he actually really did like this one, didn't he?
Yes, yeah. He goes down, puts on some gloves, and grabs a screwdriver. At this point, I didn't know what was he doing with his screwdriver because I didn't see this part. I'm like, what was he going to stab her?
Oh, isn't this where he's trying to stage a robbery?
Yeah, he's going to make it look like there was a robbery and that she was killed in the robbery. I don't know how this works because the robber poisoned her with rat poison.
He poured rat poison stew, or she, because it's supposed to be Mrs. Jafferty that's done it, isn't it?
Yeah.
She poured rat poison stew down her throat.
Oh, it's like we discussed earlier. Autopsy's so bad in the 60s. They're just like, I don't know.
Could be
Maybe
that.
she's dead. She's dead.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. But you don't want work, do you? You don't want paperwork for a start, you know.
That's true. It's true. Time of death? Just after she stopped breathing, I think.
Good enough for me.
Yep.
Get her in the back.
John heads into the kitchen, but Simon is there. And Simon challenges him.
Yeah, this shot of him holding up the tin of rat poison and walking slowly towards the camera, it looked like a commercial.
For rat poison?
For rat poison, yeah.
Now available at your local pharmacy. Just sign the rat poison book and it could be yours.
It really did, yeah.
Poison rats, poisons people. You got a spouse that you want to get rid of.
This is way too thought out.
A spouse or a mouse? Get them both. That's the tagline.
Yeah, I think the commission that look into this kind of thing, I don't think they'd allow that.
Well, they're not the trading standards.
Yeah, trading standards wouldn't allow that. No.
Yeah, you can't pick on mice.
This is true. Yes.
It's the 60s.
Yeah.
John tries to talk his way out of it using the scheme that he planned. He blames Mrs. Jafferty because the plan was to accuse her of the murder and robbery. The plan was to accuse her of murder and robbery all along. Simon calls him Mrs. Jafferty. The wig and the clothing are in the bag, all falling apart.
Roger's really rather good when he gets angry, isn't he? You don't see it very often.
No, you don't. Right? Yeah. John tries to bribe Simon with the insurance money he's going to get, but Templar. He's not going to stand for that.
No.
Eventually, John confesses to killing his previous wives, and Adrian, who was just hiding behind a door, takes the information down because apparently in the 60s you just need someone to write it down and it's evidence.
It's fine. That's all right.
So.
It's Shirley Eaton. Who's going to question her?
That's true.
Yeah.
I'd question her.
Yeah, I know you would. Leave it there. Before we get in more trouble.
And it's revealed that Madge isn't dead. The Rosses arrive and take John away.
How long were those two policemen waiting outside that door?
Yeah. Because as Simon says, you probably didn't hear much out there, but Adrian has written everything down. He's like, well, why didn't they come in? It's a job.
Yeah.
We finish on Madge crying and saying that even though she knows everything, she still loves John and would rather die.
I'm so glad that we didn't cut from this final scene to like a pithy, jokey epilogue moment like we do in a lot of TV shows.
No. Simon walks, I can't even say that one. Simon walks moodily away.
He does.
Because it's not a happy ending, even though he's saved Madge's life. Has he really?
It took me by surprise, this ending, actually. I really was waiting for like a jokey moment at the end. It didn't come.
Yeah, you're expecting him to slap Shirley Eaton's bottom and go. Time for a bit of fun.
I wouldn't have been surprised, put it that way.
And that's the end of The Saint.
Mm.
There's no more time to wait. They gotta reach a conclusion. Do they love or do they hate? Oh, what's the bloody resolution? A hit or a miss? 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 Did what they watch create a grin, or did they stab their eyes out? Did they wanna chuck it in the bin or bellow a rejoicing shout? Listen to Colin and Paul talk shit. I hit or a miss. I hit or a miss. I hit or a miss. I hit or a miss.
So, Paul, what did you think of The Saint?
I think that's my favourite so far. So, like I said, I'm ashamed to say that as a big Roger Moore fan, I've never really seen much of this. But just from this first episode, you can really see why he would go on to become such a big star.
Yes.
He's smooth, he's likable. He's a damn good actor, really, Roger. He doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah. No, he doesn't. You're right.
He's kind of like been pushed into the back burner of particularly Bond actors, doesn't he? You know, and he looks the part.
I think it became cool to make fun of him, you know.
Yeah.
For a while.
And what people don't realise or remember is that he made fun of himself. You know, he was there before everyone else was doing it, you know.
Yeah.
I thought the story was interesting. I mean, we all saw through the Mrs. Jafferty thing pretty much instantaneously. But it was kind of a fun performance. I think all the performances were good, actually.
Solid, yeah.
Yeah. And I like the overall look and the feel of these 60s ITC shows in particular, especially. Maybe I'd like a bit more Saint in my Saint.
Bit more action, maybe.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more action. But this is just the first episode, and
yeah,
I'm guessing that we get more action as it goes on.
Yeah.
So it's only really a small quibble, really. I really enjoyed it. I wasn't sure I was going to, I have to admit.
Oh, and can you tell me what point did that change?
Literally a couple of minutes into the episode.
Oh, that early.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, as soon as we got to that opening in the theatre, and Roger was talking to the audience in a fun way and he in a likable way, and there was a few funny lines, and I just thought, I think I'm going to be okay with this, because I genuinely wasn't sure going into it, but I loved it. I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it, and I didn't realise that a lot of it is on YouTube, so you know, you can go and find it on there, and they look really good as well.
Yes, they do.
So yeah, it's definitely a hit for me. Really enjoyed it.
Good. Well, for me, I'm afraid. No, I'm kidding. Yeah,
that old chestnut.
I do think that this script relies heavily on Roger Moore, because it is pretty much a run-of-the-mill murder mystery that could have been, it almost feels like it was taken from something else. But the fact that Roger Moore is so likable and is fun, and also the humour in it lifts it, and his interplay with Shirley Eaton is great. I think that works well.
Yeah.
I'm surprised how little he is in it, but you know, maybe they're just setting out the stall before they bring out the goodies. I don't know.
Interesting way of putting it, but all right.
I'm not even sure it makes sense. But for me, yeah, I enjoyed it. And it also makes you want to watch more.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'm definitely going to. I know I always say that. And a lot of times I do go on and watch some more of everything.
Well, there's so much stuff.
There is. There's a lot of stuff out there. But yeah, I agree completely with everything that you said.
Yeah, so for me, it's a hit.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Before we leave you all, we should say that Patreon supporters now have an extra material to listen to going forwards. With each podcast, we do a supplemental called What Did We See? We go through the films and TV shows we've watched between podcasts. It's more laid back, freer, less well edited than our usual chats.
Oh, you've been listening, have you?
I do the editing for it.
That's what I mean.
Which is, I start and then I end. There are a few episodes. There's also another one, which Paul thought long and hard about the title for that one. What is it?
Something like "Let's Show the Kid a Movie" or something.
No, I don't think that. That sounds a bit weird. I don't think it's called that.
Well, what I'm going to do is we get long-time listeners of the show will remember that James, who is also my son, has been on the show.
He has children. People.
I
mean, shocking, right?
Only one that I know
that you know of.
Yeah. And he's going to be coming onto the Patreon with me. We're going to try and do one every month, and we're going to sit down and watch a classic movie, and he's going to tell me what he thinks of it.
Right. And what did you do last time?
So our first one we started with a Hammer movie, obviously, for October, and we did Rasputin the Mad Monk, starring Christopher Lee.
Lovely. And so you can listen to those by subscribing to Patreon for as little as $1 a month, I believe. Or you can buy each episode at an exorbitant cost.
Do whatever you want.
I mean, you can do.
You know.
I wouldn't, and I'm in them.
Yeah, but I'm not going to stop you.
No,
You know.
true. What you can do, and this is between me and you, is you can subscribe, download what you want, and cancel. I won't tell anybody. They're all available at patreon.com/retrospection.
Yeah, we've been doing this show for 9 years, and we finally decided to give something else.
That is true. That's true. We get there.
We do. It takes us a while, but we always get there.
Yeah. And for that, goodbye.
Bye-bye.